Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on Unseen Magic. It's by Emily Lloyd Jones. It's really good. It's about a girl named Finley, and she lives in this enchanted, kind of enchanted town. There's this kind of enchanted tea shop, and there's this tea that gives her magic, I guess. Makes her more brave, kind of. Here, I'll read the description. For 11-year-old Finn, Autumn is home, and it has been for the past 3 years. She knows how to find the vanishing tea shop and knows the ravens must be fed, and she knows all the other rules for living in this magical influenced town. It's the first place she ever lived where she feels safe, and the first place where she's found a way to deal with her constant fears. A cup of tea from the tea shop makes them melt away, at least for a few weeks. All of it costs is a single memory, and there are plenty of things that Finn would rather not remember. But then a visit to the tea shop goes terribly wrong. Finn accidentally creates a shadow self who seems intent on destroying Autumn. If Finn wants to save her home, she will have to face her fears, literally, and find the courage that she always has been inside her. Margaret Peterson Haddix gave it, thing that's on a book, a compliment. She said it was an enchanting read, and it really is. It's really good. Here are some other compliments about this book. It says, "This is a story to adore, one that thoughtfully reflects on the fears we kept closest to our hearts, and embrace every piece that makes us who we are." Heather Kanster, author of The Plane for Darkness. And then another one is Stepped in Friendship, Danger, and Dark Truth. Unseen Magic is a magical voyage of self-discovery. Jen Reese, author of Game of the Fox and Scores. Anyway, it's a really good book. I'll read the first chapter to you guys. So I'm going to read the first chapter to you guys. The tea shop tended to vanish. It has always reappeared, but never in the same place twice. It appeared. Let's look how this falling off. It occupied a corner of Main Street for a good 2 years, till a tourist tried to force the front door open. Then the shop snapped out of existence, leaving a very confused tourist standing in the bed of overgrown thorns. And once it vanished, it was often days or even weeks before the tea shop's new address became known. Finley Barnes knew the trick. Like all magic, you could only see if you knew where to look. She touched her hand to the wooden gate and pushed it open. The rusty hangs creaked so loudly that the 3 ravens looked up from the porch. On a neighbor's garbage cans, the lids have been thrown back, and the ravens were happily ripping into the plastic bags. "Looks like someone didn't pay them this week," said Eddie Arlo. He stood a few feet from Finn, watching the ravens with interest. "Maybe they forgot," said Finn. "Not everyone remembers the ravens." Eddie started. "They should. Then they wouldn't wake up to garbage scattered all over the yard." He reached into his jacket pocket and withdrew a lumpy napkin. He crammed several bread crusts inside. The edges were sticky with almond, peanut butter, and honey. He tossed one of the crusts onto the sidewalk, or what counted as a sidewalk in Autumn. Tree roots and cracked the pavement, and moss filled in the edges. One of the ravens perked up, bouncing in place. Then it leaped, wings slicing through the air, and landed about 10 feet away from Eddie and Finn. It edged closer and swallowed the bread crust. Weariness giving way to her hunger.
were 2 feet away from a "Don't feed the wildfire" sign, said Finn. Eddie had lived in Autumn his whole life. He gave the sign a casual glance. Ravens don't count. Besides, those signs are for tourists who might try and feed bears. Or worse. Before you moved here, a Bigfoot found someone's old campsite and took forever to convince her to leave. I'm not sure I believe you about the Bigfoot, said Finn without conviction. I've never seen it. Not the Bigfoot, said Eddie. A Bigfoot. There's a difference. And if you don't believe me, ask Nick over at the gas station. He was the one who relocated her. Anyways, he said, as if this concluded the conversation, it's not like the ravens would leave any food behind. It was true. The ravens had eaten every crumb and were eyeing Eddie as her food for more. Finn turned toward the tea shop. "You coming?" she called over her shoulder. But she knew the answer already. Eddie paused the sweeping space of the outdoors, fresh and wildness. The tea shop was warm and dark and quiet. Finn loved it for exactly the reasons he never would. He shook his head. Are you sure you want to? He shook his head. Are you sure you want to? She wasn't sure. Finn was never sure of anything. That was her problem. The science fair is less than 2 weeks away. She said, I won't do a good job if all I can think about is how I have to talk in front of people. She felt the fear like a living thing. Her stomach shivered up. Her fingertips were caught, and words fled her mind. And the waiting was the worst part. She was jittery and distracted. The constant worry, like a song she couldn't get out of her head. The more she tried not to think about the science fair, the more she did. Just one last time, she said. Eddie dragged more crumbs out of his pocket and tossed them to the flock of ravens. No, not a flock. Unkindness. That was the right tone. Tea shop's door was heavy, and Finn had to use her hip to shove it open. There was a critical streak across the floor where the door dragged. The first things Finn always saw were the rows of bookshelves lining the hallway. The shelves have leather-bound tomes and modern paperback romances. Talia's collection. The tea shop's main room looked as though it had once belonged to an apology. There was an old wooden counter behind it. The tea. 1 second. Let's check out the instructions. Okay, I do want my hair. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because it's a really long chapter and that was the end of the page. So I read about 5 pages of the book. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I was just reading it, and I thought it'd be a fun idea to give you guys a book challenge, and then I'm gonna post, and then comment on this video. Comment on this video, comment on this video. Shh.
Hey.
Sorry, I was telling somebody to be quiet.
Do you want me to write you an additional list?
So I'm gonna give you a book challenge. You're gonna, if you do it, you're gonna comment on this video, finish, and yeah. And then I'll give you a shout out in my next video. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and liked it. Also, if you want to, you can. Never mind, I don't know what I was gonna say. Anyway, yeah, come on, my video finished. I'll give you. Yeah, but anyway, the challenge is to
I do call my own places.
I'm trying to think of one of my favorites. Read
2 books by Beverly Cleary. And then comment finish in the comments of this video, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.